start looking. We'll take a look at the Eitz Chaim Lemsolehem. You want to look at that?
Yeah.
For a minute, and we'll start over, and then we'll start in this. There's something really important here. The drawing itself shows the 32 different aspects of the Mochin. The thing that I'm looking for and have been looking for is in the middle here, where he shows the chiluf, because it looks like that we're heading for the chiluf. Now,
right.
Let's see if I got this wrong, but I believe it's the ma de ma and the ben de ma, and the ben de ben and the ma de ben, and then they switch. So that what you have is you have the middle line switch, and so that makes so the way that I'm using. I hope I didn't get this wrong, because I have to replant my thinking. What happens is that you actually bring into, let's say, onto the right side, which is the male side. You're bringing the female element into that and switching the female element, the male element from the other side over. In other words, you're making a switch, but it's always in the middle. So the switch is between the chug of the gevuras, the abba, and you're going to bring in the chug, the chesadim, the ima. You're going to switch them. So there's going to be an abadika side over here in the bottom in the pink part, and then there's going to be an imadika side on the other side. Now, why we need to do that, I don't know. Now, the rest of them, so we'll go through it now with your permission over to the, let me see, I'm doing this right? Okay, we're recording. So then you're going to get from that's what you're going to get out of this. The rest is what it is. These are the Mochin, is what they look like. And so, if you, with your permission, let's go back to the Tivik Kavanos. Let's see, where does it start? And it starts, and he's going to go through these, and I know that there's some repetition in it, but not a lot, but there is some, and I want to see if it's going to be a lead in to that switch that's going to take place. So I have us on, let me see if I got it. Shemus Muach Achachma da Abba. That would be on page Kuf Sadi Aleph. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
And what page are we going? How long are we going? That's we're losing the back end on Monday and Thursday. Looks like.
Yeah.
So if we want to make a switch. Okay, so let's look at how long. What time do we this end? Is it still at 20 after?
A minute or two after 21, maybe.
Okay. So let's read across the top. It says that we'll go a little section by section. It's very nice of him to make these sections like this. So we're dealing here with the shemus of the Muach Achachma da Abba. So he says, "V'zeh seder called Elul HaMochin B'Kitz and Nimratz." So he says we're talking about what the Chachma da Abba. So we know there's going to be a Chachma da Abba, there's going to be Bina da Abba, and all the rest of the four Mochin are going to be there. So he says Muach Chachma da Abba Kolol Arba Mochin. It has four Mochin inside of it. Behem Av, so Sag, Ma, Uben. Chachma is, and then he shows it to us. This is what Chachma looks like. This is another Av. This is what Bina looks like. This is what Chesed looks like. And this is what the Gevura of Abba looks like. Okay, so let's read the Tivik Kavanos. I'm going to get away from me too much. And we're down at the bottom of this column. And he says like this, V'ata mefarish Rab b'kitz and nimratz, as say there's shemus shloshim v'shnayim amochim shechazacha b'kabel me'ava v'ima. So we have written down in the other sefer what all the Mochin look like at a glance. So muach hachachma the v'ada shechazacha mekablucha b'tzad Abba. So this is the chachma he gets from the side of Abba. So everything comes in the side of Abba. Yesh b'socho arba Mochin. It has within it more Mochin pratim. So this is all the four parts of the Chochma the Tzad Abba. And here they are. He says it's Av. So Memilu Yudin, and he shows it to us in the black print. The next one is Sag, as we're going down. Shem Avai Memilu Yudin the Aleph. Hugamatri Sag Gazeh. Then he says Ma is Shem Avai the Milu Alofim Hu Begematria Ma. And then, of course, Ben is the gematria Shem Havaya the Milu Hayan is a gematria Ben. And he shows it to us. So he says, then he says, Muach HaChochma, the Chochma. So let's talk about the Chochma. The Chochma, the Zechah B'tzad Abba Habachu Shem Havaya B'milu Yudin. He says it again. Who Oile B'gematria Av. So he spells it out. So Muach Habida, the Chochma, the Zechah B'tzad Abba Hu Shem Havaya the Milu Yudin V'Aleph Kazeh. He says it shows us this is Sag, who Ola Bigamatria Sag, and then he's a Mulich Chusad, the Das the Chochma, the Zam, the Mitzad Abba, who Shem Chavaya B'Milui Olofim, and then he shows it again, and that the Gevura is going to be the Yud K Vav K, Muach HaGevura, the Das, the Chochma, the Mitzad Abba, who Shem Chavaya B'Milui Hayin Kazeh, so it looks like this. And here we have it again. Who Ola Bigamatria Ben. So this point, so he said, V'nimsa shechachach v'chababina chasana b'gevuras the chachma dezah, the B'tzad Abba, which are Asmab. So they come to the gematria of Ralev. Now he goes through these different gematrias that all these make, and I can't place most of them. So let's go to the next one. Muach Habina the Abba. Muach Habina the Shazer Anpin Mekabel B'tzad Abba. So then there's going to be the Bina side that comes from the Abba side. Gamhu Kolum Arba Mochin Pratium Gamo Chochma. Rak Sheshemas Arba Mochin Sheyesh Bebina the Mitzad Abba. Haim Shemas Abaya Shebakol Echad Bechem Yesh Rak Shlosha Osios. So this we could see in the drawing, in the picture drawing. Let me see, where would it be? It would be, let's see, he says the Bina would be over here on the left side, the far left side of the Abba side, of the Abba square, or rectangle. So that would be the Bina side, and there are only 3 letters, but they're actually the 3 letters, but they're missing the Hey. Why they're missing the Hey? Well, that's a why. I don't know. But he says, Rak Shemus Arba Mochim Sheyesh Bebinda Dezah the Mitzad Abba Haim Shemus Abaya Shebakol Echad Bechem Yesh Rak Shlosha Osius, which is Yaakov L'Lochaman Mavoyer. So we're going to explain it. So now we're going to go through Bina. So we're on the Bina, the far left side, and so we're going to go to the Bina. And we're going to look at it. It's going to have 4 mochin in it. Moach HaChochma the Bina Dezah Mitzad Abba. And that's what it looks like. Nun Zion, so it comes to be 57. So he says that. Then he says Amuach Abina de Bina, the Zer Anpin de B'tzad Abba. That's a lot of words. It almost sounds like the Rishash. He says Hushlosh Osia shall divide the Milu Yudin v'Aleph. So that's what it's going to be, and this is what it looks like. And you have that Aleph in there, but it's only 3 letters. V'hu Ola B'gematria Memches, so it comes to be 48. So it's another one. So there we see all of these in the left column, all of those things that were going down one after another. So let's go to the next one. The Bina, the Zah, the B'tzad Abba. All of those who Shlosh Osia shall Avaya B'Milui Alofen. They're the 3 letters of the Avaya B'Milui Alofen, and this is what they look like. They're all in Milui, but there's only 3 letters. Gematria Tau. So this comes to be the number 39. This is a number that we've seen in other places. So I guess that you see in the Rishash. I'm not sure about the other ones. Maybe they do. I do. I just really don't know. So he says, the Gevur the Das and the Bina Dezah the Mitzad Abba, who Shlosh Osia shall Chavaya B'Mivui Hayin. So this is, and here's what they look like. V'hu Oida B'Gematria Membes. So here we have, this is Mob. So we see that all of these 4 different mochin within the Bina Zah, the Mitzad Abba on the Abadika side, Shehem Nun Zion. So these are what they add up to be. He says there's 57, 48, 39 and 42, put them together. What do you get? You get the Haim Olim Biyacha the Mizbar Kapu, which is 186. It strikes me that I've seen that, but so that means if you saw that, if I saw that, I'm enjoying the Rishash more now that we're learning, especially through the Idras and I'm enjoying it more. I'm not sure if I've seen this kapu, but it sounds familiar. So anyway, that's when you add up the be'imadika side. The mitzad abba shehem shemo shel aqua. So that's the pronunciation we were given. So once again, we have these four mochin, which are going to be able to see it right here. These are the mochin on the chasad das. Okay, we'll wait till the phone call comes back. All right. So it's just showing the chasad and the das on the side of Abba and what the mochin look like there. Let me see that I'm not marking them well, so it's hard to get me back. Okay, so let's go back over here. So the four mochin that we have included in the chasadim on the side of Abba, shall the das the mitzad Abba, hey Meshem shall aqua be miluyim. So they have different miluis. Shall yudin va'olafim, and they're miluyim of yudin and olafim seder shall the meluchim shall habayas. You have the same kind of miluyim thing as you have the habayas of the arba mochim hakluda b'mocha chachma. So what does he mean by that? But they're going to be based on this name, aqua. Rak shebeshem shall aqua, but the difference is like this. When you're dealing with the chasad and the das on the side of Abba, which is the shame of aqua, sheheba chasad and the das, the zad, the b'tzad Abba, or he says it. Shemiluyavku shem aqua. So when you make you're going to, the basis of your milui is going to be this name aqua. So therefore, the first three mochin, shein chochma de chasadim, obina de chasadim, v'chasadim de chasadim, miluyim ku derek hanizker b'yudin v'chalafim v'avavim, shel shem aqua shebehem heim malayim. So it's like I didn't really quite get that. He says hanizker b'yudin v'avav those three, shel shem aqua shebehem. Hey Malayim, that's how you do. That's where you're going to see these miluyim. Ba'ofen sheyesh shlosh osias vav yud vav o vav aleph vav. So you're going to have these three letters. It's going to be vav yud vav or vav aleph vav. Let's see what he means. But the fourth mochin, shalom gevuras the chasadim, where we're talking, which is the one which is called the gevuras of the sadim of the chasadim of the das of Abba. Miluyavku b'yudin. It's going to be with yudin. Alpha os vav, but the difference is shabo he chasera me'os emsoy be'emsav v'niktavis vav vav. Let's just take a quick look at it. He says the last one is going to be, instead of having vav aleph vav vav yud vav vav something else, it's vav vav, just plain vav vav. So this looks like, when we're looking in the Eitz Chaim and we were seeing what we call the makithim. You just say this is what they are. This is what they look like. What kind of mentality actually knows this? But this is what they are. So that's what he says. And I forgot to mark where I was. So oh boy. Okay, Koppel, we did that one. So I guess we're up over here on page Kuf Tzadi Vav, Kuf Tzadi Zayin. So he said, we're number Kufyud Test. He says, Shuhu Os Vav Vav, Shuchasa Memena Os Em Soy, but Emsa doesn't have the middle letter. V'ata Nefarav Rav, Es Hashem shall call Arba Rabamochan Chukalulim. Now we're going to come and see. He's going to write, the Rav's going to write it out for us. So he said, Rabamochan Chesed, the Das, the Zachat, the B'tzad Abba. So there you have the Chochma, you said, Rabamochan Chochma shall Chesad, the Das, the Zer'an, ben the Abba. Who's shame aqua, but that shame is going to have a milui of yudin, and it'll look like this. Aleph Lamed Fe K Yud K Yud. So everything is going to be where you can put a Yud, you put it in. Fuhu Ola Gematria Kasag 163. So he says Muach Habina the Chasad the Das, and that's going to be moving over to the next one. Is going to be on the side of Abba. Is going to look like this: Aleph K Vav K. Vuhu Oila Gematria Kuf Nun Daled. So it's going to become 154. Then he said the Muach Chasadim, and as we're going down the line here, it's going to be this one. So he says the Muach Chasadim, the Chasadim, the Das, the Zechat, the B'tzad Abba, who Shem Aqua B'milui Alofen, because that, so he shows it to us again. So he says the Muach HaGavur, the Chasadim, the Das, the B'tzad Abba, who Shem Aqua B'milui Yudin, Af Havav itself. Now, for how we're to understand this, but the Vav itself is Chasera Os Aleph. It doesn't have an Aleph in it. So it looks like this: Aleph Lamed Fe K Yud Vav 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 rather K Yud. B'hu Ola B'Gematria Kanag. Okay. V'anta B'Var Shemos Arba Mochin B'Kluda B'Muach HaGavur to Das, and now we're going to move to the Gavur to Das to B'Sad Abba. What's going to happen over here in the Gavur to Kasai? So Rabbi Mochin the Gavur the Das the Zara the Mitzad Abba Gam Heim Shemos Aqua. They're also aquas. Kamol HaMochin the Chasad the Das. They're going to be very similar to the Chasad the Das, the Mitzad Abba. V'Achila Sheyesh Bein Arba Rabbi Mochin the Chasad the Das. So the difference between them is going to be this: the Bein Arba Rabbi Mochin the Gavur the Das. Who b'shinui seder amiloyim shel Shemos Aqua. So it's going to be they're going to be difference in the aquas over here. Keep in mind the Gavurs, the Das Seder and Beloyim, who Osius Yud K Aleph K. Now it's a little bit complicated to hear how we got to that. He said Vabir Osius Yud K Aleph K. So what's he talking about? So in other words, that's not aqua. So what is it? The Sheshemas aqua that we're talking about here, but Maluam, but Seder Zeh. When you make a mula, this is what the Seder looks like. Mucha Chochmer Shel the Gavurs the Das. Who aqua b'milu yudin. So that's what the yud comes from that name. So he said once again, let me read it again. The muach hachokma shel gavur. So now we're at the top of the column of the gavuros, and here are the column of the gavuros, and that's what they're going to look like over here. Just showing it. So he says who aqua b'milu yudin. The muach bina shel gavur the das. Now moving down. Who Shem Aqua b'milui Hayin. So that's the Hay of the Yud K Aleph K that he said before. Who Sadim Shal the Gavur the Das. Who Shem Aqua b'milui Alofin. Who Gavur Shal the Gavur the Das. Who Shem Aqua b'milui Hayin. So that's those letters that they represent. Mochin shall the Gavurs the Das. Over here, now we're talking about the Mochin of the Gavurs the Das, and let me show that here. It's right here. These are the Mochin of the Gavurs the Das. That's what they look like. Shall the Gavurs the Das, who Hefach, it's the opposite. Min Mochin shall the Chasad the Das. So if you look at the Chasad the Das and you look at the the Gavurs the Das, they're opposite. So I'm looking at them, across them. Okay, I don't know what he means by opposite. So he said, "Hamochim shal chasad the das who shabishloshim mochim arishonim." So we say like this. It goes like this: that the first three mochim, shehem chachma the gevuros, which would be the chachma the gevuros, the bina the gevuros, the chasad the gevuros, oz havavim shal shem aqua shebachem. So the vavim it comes out of the name aqua that's pertains to them. Heim chaserim, they're missing them. Vofen shehem rak shtei osius vav vav, so they have the same osius of vav vav. That's down at the bottom over here in the chasad das. But over here in the first three in the gavurs das, he has that also. So it's also there. So it's vav 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 vav. And then it's hey yud k k k aleph. Okay, so let's see that he's just pointing out what it is. But when you come to the fourth one, which is the Gavur the Das, Shechul Gavur the Gavuros, Oz Bo Havav Mole, whereas the opposite is true in the Chasad the Das. he says that then it's going to be mole. Let me see. Oz havav mole im shlosh oz yisgazev vav aleph vav ukadocholik b'mavir. So he's going to go on further and he can explain it more. Now there is a little bit more here, so I'm going to read on until we get to the Shemus of the Mochin, Muach HaChochma, the Ima. I hope to get to that place. So he said, now we're on number Kuf Kaf Tes in the Tiva Gavanos. And Tiva Gavanos says like this. He says, Muach HaChochma shall HaGavuras the Das the Zas. So the Muach HaChochma, the Gavuras of the Das of Zas, Shemitzad Abba, Hu Shem Akub B'milu Yudin. And this is when he wants to show it to us. And you see the Vav Vav in the middle. For Hu Ola B'Gematria Kuf Nun Gimel. So there is that. There's 153. So he says, Muach Habina shall Gavuras the Das, which was going to be the second one, number 2 right here. He says, Muach Habina shall Gavuras the Das, the Zah the B'tzad Abo, Hu Shem Aqua, B'milui Hain, V'Vav Chesera B'Kazeh, that is missing the Vav. The Vav is missing, it's part of its Milui. So it says, here it is, Aleph Lamed Pei KK, Vav Vav KK, V'Hu Ola B'Gematria Kamag. Okay, that's one I can recognize. So he says, Muach Chesed shall HaGavuras the Das. So the Chesed, the Gavuras the Das, is going to be number 3 in the hit parade down here. It'll be number 3. He says, the Mitzad Abba, Hu Shem Aqua, B'milu Elof, and Vav Chesera Kazet. Missing, that Vav is going to be missing also like that. It's missing the middle. V'Hu Ola B'Gematria column. So then we go to the next one, is the Muach Gavuras the Das, and now we're down at the bottom. That we'll be talking about the Gavuras of the Das here, and he says that's where the Chiluf is going to take place. Or I don't know if he means the Chiluf between those two, or if he means the Chiluf between the 2 columns. I'm assuming it's a 2 column, but I don't know. So let me go. Where am I here? Here he says Muach Gavuras shall Gavuras the Das the Zah the Mitzad Abba. Hu Shem Aqua B'milui Hain. So that's the Shem of the Milui Hain. V'hu Kamo HaShem Shal Muach Habina the Gavuras. So this is the same as the Muach Habina Gavuras. Rak Shebemuach Habina the Gavuras Choisach V'Vav Chesera. There you see that over there, that was the one where you're missing the Vav. Ve'lukan B'Muach Gavuras the Gavuras. He says the Das it's Mole, and then he shows it to us again, and the Vav has an olive in the middle of it like that. Now let me see. So he says there are simonim, the shemus hamochin, the abba kadei shelo sita. So you shouldn't make a mistake. He made simonim for this, and we're on number Kuf Lamed Gimel. Kuf Lamed Gimel says in roim kan kama harav matriach. So how the effort that Rav made kadei lahavin davar al boru. So called, I guess he meant called davar al boru. So he said the lagti also, but I skipped it. Ke'es v'od chazon l'moed. Maybe we'll come back to it again. Okay, I think that's the shir on this today, and tomorrow, with God's help. Yeah, yesterday I really wasn't feeling too good.